Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you're tuning in from around the world. Thank you for joining us on our regular slot on this Wednesday, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and broadcasting now out on various channels. I'm just going to just check we've got everything live on YouTube whilst I'm talking to you, and everything appears to be good, so I'm just going to pause that off. Plenty of people tuning in as we speak, so welcome. Today is going to be an extraordinary day, an enlightening day. I'm waiting for my partner in crime, John Smith, to turn up, but we are going to show you absolutely simply how to take €1,000 and turn that within a 12-month period to an income in excess of $80,000. I'll explain more as we go through. We are going to do the usual Bitcoin presentation, but we're going to jump straight in to really enabling you to join the dots, because I think a lot of people struggle to understand compounding. And when you have something like we have here, which is usi-tech, with some ingenious software and trading methods to allow us to trade currencies, Bitcoin and the Forex currency market on autopilot, compounding is so important. So for many, many people tuning in, a lot of people don't have an ability and know how to share these things out. I can see, I'm going to pause for a second because I can see John tuning in. Mr. John Smith, welcome.
Sorry I was late. We had a little bit of an issue here tonight. We booked this room for every fortnight, and for some reason, I don't think either myself, Grant, or the PA booked the room because they're actually doing refurbishments. So we've ended up doing it in the bar, which is quite good because everybody's turning around and looking. So, you know, and we turned it up talking about Bitcoin. So
whereabouts are you, John?
I'm in the Hilton at Maidstone.
Good evening, Hilton Maidstone. This is John Smith talking, so you need to listen to what he's saying.
Good man. Yeah, that's a good way of advertising your business, isn't it?
And sit in a bar. What a surprise, you're in a bar. Anyway. You've probably got no idea what I'm going to go through, what we're going to go through, because normally we're very organised and we've had a good chance to chat, but things are absolutely hectic here at the moment with USI, and John and I have been trying to hook up and speak for probably the last 3 hours, and we've not managed to do so. So what I was just saying, John, as you joined in, is we're going to show people right now, before we get into the USI Tech Hangout, really how to join the dots and how you can take something very simple like 20 packages, €1,000, and turn that into over $80,000 as an income within a 12-month period. And people are probably thinking, well, that's just ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. You're going to see exactly how we do it. I've done some slides. I'm going to take you through it bit by bit. John's going to chirp in and make sure that I'm not sort of got my figures out of twist here, but I have checked them 3 times this morning. But what you need to understand, as I was saying, is compounding is so key to this. We've got a fantastic platform and a vehicle to allow us to generate return of capital. And from that, if you compound that, things change very rapidly. Now, we're not talking about going out and finding 500 people to join your business. What I'm going to show you here is going to be how you can take your account, a modest amount of packages that you start off passively, share this with just 3 people, and what difference that can make to your account over a 12-month period. So I want you to join the dots, understand what we're talking about, and I think you're going to have a light bulb moment here, because even myself, knowing what this does, going through those figures this morning and setting this out in black and white, it is unbelievable. So you don't think it is unbelievable, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to share my screen, then we're going to do the presentation. We're going to talk about live events, and John is then going to buy us a beer. So let's just jump straight in. Let me get up.
I'm looking forward to this, but I did a little bit of modelling like you're going to do, and it is unbelievable what can be achieved with just sharing it with 3 people, and what can happen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, everybody knows then what they can do with more than 3 people, but this is simple. Everybody can find 3 people, 3 family members, or not, as the case may be. So I'm just going to move this out the way, drop into this slide, and let's rattle through this. So John, please come in at any point, cut me off, whatever you want to do. But before we start, the important thing here is for me to read this as a disclaimer that what we're about to show you is not a proof of payment. There's no guarantee that you will earn the same. But it is absolutely possible to earn this and a lot more with an equal or greater strategy and work ethic. Any figures that are shown are not a guarantee of income, and the figures that are presented are for illustration purposes only. So if you're looking at this for the first time, we're here to talk about USI-Tech, incredible company, genius software, fantastic trading methods that allow us to trade currencies on autopilot, either using their software for the Forex market or the trading methods that they use, a whole variety for trading Bitcoin. And this is what we're talking about, Bitcoin trading here. So we're going to show you exactly how you can take a very modest amount of €1,000. Now, okay, I fully appreciate some people watching thinking, I can't lay my hands on €1,000, whatever that may be in pounds. At the moment, I think $1,175, I think that is, as of today's rate. You can, if you want to, there's ways and means of doing it. You've got credit cards, you've got things around the house that you're no longer using. You can do it if you wish to. And this is going to show you how important it is to get that €1,000 together, the 20 packages to start. So this is the calculator that you'll see in your back office, the modeling calculator that will allow you to predict and model where your account will be. We all have one of these in our back office. I use mine. John uses his regularly, daily, to show and tell people what they can achieve. So here we've taken an example, €1,000 buying 20 packages at a value of €50 a time. And we've set the account to compound over 250 working days because we only trade Monday to Friday. There are 250 of those days in a month. So what you can see here is, I'm just getting my highlighter, there's your 20 packages. There is your 250 working days. Those packages here have got a value of, at the moment, 0.35801 as of today's rate in the back office of USI, and that's 0.35801 Bitcoin. And if you let those packages compound over that 250 days, you would have 111 packages left in your account at the end of that 250 working days. Now, those packages in turn would pay you out on a daily basis 0.01986 Bitcoin. The great thing about this business is we buy in euros, but we get paid in Bitcoin. Why is that so important? Well, look at what Bitcoin is doing. Even after all the doom and gloom that was discussed about August the 1st, Bitcoin has smashed through an all-time record. I think it sits today at $3,293 per Bitcoin. Absolutely incredible. And now everybody has reset the parameters of where they think this is going to be by the end of 12 months. So what you'll have is a value then of your 111 packages. Right here tells you that they are worth at that point 1.5584 Bitcoin. So
can I just
go ahead,
clear
John.
on that?
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, so that total earnings is what has actually gone back into the system to push your daily capital back up, because there's a bit of people a little bit of misunderstanding that. That's what your account has already generated. So it's already generated from 0.3 what you came in at to 1.5. It's actually, that's what it generated, and you've pushed back in to get this daily return of capital back up, okay? So that in itself is very impressive when you think where Bitcoin is likely to be in the next 12 months. Go on, carry on. Just wanted to make sure everybody was clear on that.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that. So today, let's assume it's today. Let's, even if you've been starting in USI-Tech, draw a line in the sand and come off this call and just assume that your account is starting from scratch today. And that you are going to go and share, and you may be already doing this, so maybe this isn't for you, but it's certainly very important for your team and your new members. You're going to go and share this with just 3 people who are going to do exactly the same as you. They're going to buy 20 packages, and they're going to spend €1,000 on doing so, and they're going to set their account in the same way as yours at 100% compounding. So in other words, every return of capital and profits that they get on a daily basis, they're going to put back into their account to grow it. So their account is going to look like yours, exactly what we've just looked at. 20 packages, 250 working days. That's going to turn, if they don't take any money out, assuming 1% growth, and it does vary, to 111 packages by the end of that 250 working days. So let's look at the 111 packages. Let's translate that into monies that we understand. 111 packages at €50 per package. That's what the account would have had to buy. So you've shared this with somebody, they've bought their packages, they've set their account to compound, and over the course of the 250 working days, their account has bought 111 packages. Every time it's done that, it mathematically has spent €50, which is €5,550. And you need to understand that you get 10% not only of what they bought on day one, which was the 20 packages for €1,000, you would have received €100, but you get 10% of their account for life. In other words, a total of €555 is yours. That's what you will receive instantly in your back office as their account buys each package at each time. But what you remember is that you haven't found one person, you've found three. You've gone out, you've shared this with just 3 people who have copied what you've done. So that is 333 packages, not 111, because there's 3 of them, that your members' accounts have purchased. 333 people, 333 packages, I should say, at €50 a time is 16,650 at 10%, which means you've made 1,665 in commissions for yourself just for having those 3 members. So let's recalculate your account now. Let's put that money back in. You have an extra €1,665 that have come from those 3 members turning their accounts on with 20 packages to start with over 250 working days on 100% compound. So from that, you're able to buy with their €300 that you got immediately on day one. That could be tomorrow morning. They've gone out, bought their 20 packages. You've received €300 immediately. And of course, you're going to get another €1,365 over the first year of their account. So you take the €300 that you get immediately tomorrow morning when those 3 people start, and you buy another 6 packages. So instead of 20, you've got 26. Now you can see that your total packages are now at 145 after the 250 working days, not 111. And that means that you've got a return of capital per day at the end of the year of 0.02591. In other words, at today's Bitcoin rate of $3,295 per Bitcoin, and forgive me if you're in the UK, but you can do the conversion, it equates to $85 per day. There's 21 working days in a month. That's $1,785 per month, and there is 12 months in a year. No surprises there. $21,420 per year. Let's remind you where we've come from. You've bought 20 packages, €1,000, shared this with 3 people who've done exactly the same as you. And these figures, assuming that you turn your accounts to compounding 100% and assuming 1% growth rate, don't lie. So remember that through the year, you will have received the €1,365 from your 3 members. We've not factored that in yet. What we've done is just put the initial 10% commission in of €300, and you've bought 6 more packages. But through the year, you'll have received another $1,365 as their accounts grow. So let's add that in. Now you've got effectively 53 packages running, 250 working days, giving you a Bitcoin value of 0.9473 and a daily return of capital of 0.0536 Bitcoin and 300 packages running live, assuming you've not withdrawn any money at this point and assuming the 1% steady growth rate. So let's look at your account now. You've now got your 3 people. Their accounts have compounded for a year. They've done what you've done. And this now equates to a return of capital of $176 per day. Excuse me. At today's Bitcoin rate of $3,293. 21 working days in a month. That's $3,696 that your account will be paying you per month. That's $44,000 just over per year. Bear in mind where you started with just 1,000 euros and share this with 3 people. So what if Bitcoin goes to 6,000 in 1 year? Now, we all sat here and said at $900 per Bitcoin, probably less than a year ago, that is ridiculous. It's gone through 1,000. It's gone through 2,000, which everybody predicted by this Christmas. It's gone through 3,000, and everyone is saying now it's on target for 5,000 this Christmas. So in 1 year's time, is 6,000 unreasonable? That would pay you, on the same calculations, 81,000 per year. Now, what if your 3 members that you bought in then went and did exactly the same thing? And why wouldn't they when you show them this? They just go and get their 3 members themselves. Well, their account would now look like yours does, 53 packages, 300 after a year, producing the daily return of capital of 0.053 that we've already been through. Your account now looks like this: 113 packages, 644 after the year, now paying you 0.11397 a day. Now look at the picture. After 1 year, that's paying you now 94,500 per year. Let's recap where we're at. You started with 1,000 euros. You bought 20 packages. You compound your account for a year. You find 3 members who do the same. And now they have gone and found 3 members to do the same as well. Remember, you get paid 10% from them and 3% from the 3 members each that they have found. And the company give you that completely free of charge. No qualification. That is what you will receive just for finding 3 who find 3. If Bitcoin is at 6,000 in 1 year's time on that model, you will be generating $172,292 per year. John.
I mean, it's just incredible, Lee. You know, and that's 3 gets 3. So we're not even talking about a lot of people. And you've done it 1,000. Like you say, you know, all right, you might not have 1,000 right this second, but you know, people can get their hands on that amount of money. I can remember, and it's not that long ago, in March, one of the first accounts that I set up, and this person doesn't recruit. They put 10,000 in, and then they put another 5,000 in. And when I did the modeling, it gave them 0.1 Bitcoin. Well, it actually gave them 0.33 a day after 4.5 months. They took 0.1, which at the time would give them about 100 a day, which would give them 2,000 a month. Okay, because the way the Bitcoin has gone, that's $2,000 a month. Because of the way that Bitcoin has gone, they're still drawing the 0.1 and putting 0.2 back in. Is the equivalent of around about $330 a day. Yeah, so that's 15, 3 5s, 15, about 1,650 a week. That's 32. That's 64. That's $6,400 a month, and that's just because of the value of Bitcoin. what you were saying there, I mean, you know, you're talking about Bitcoin in 12 months from today going to 6,000. You know, like you say, it's already smashed through 3,000, which very largely predicted it will hit 5,000 by the end of the year. You know, so those figures are very, very achievable. And I know for a fact when we did that modelling on the calculator, it was a little bit understated. So that's even better. But it just opens the mind, doesn't it, to people that think, you know, how can I get to that level of income in that shorter period of time? You can do it, and that's just on 3 getting 3. So yeah, if you get that duplicated, you know, 3-fold, 4-fold, and why wouldn't people do it when they see something like that? So it's just incredible, the opportunity that we've got here at our fingertips. So yeah, and no wonder you don't sleep a lot, Lee.
Well, you know, what I wanted to do, John, with this is that we talk about the numbers that we've got coming in, and that's great. But most people, to get this down to people that either are not doing any marketing at the moment, are not online marketers, or just, you know, haven't got a big circle of people that they can go to. That example I've just given you, everybody, I believe everybody can achieve. They can find €1,000. They can, you know, it might be a struggle, but you can find it if you want to. And you can find 3 people and just show them those numbers that I've just shown you, and they will copy what you're doing. And if that can show, and really, you know, we said right at the outset of this, go back to October of last year, was that our job and our pledge was to help everybody achieve the same results. And I wanted to sit down today and just take away some of the marketing initiatives, and we'll come back to those in a moment, but just get this back to grassroots that you can understand, which is that if I got started, I bought those packages and I just found 3 people that I talked to, friends, family, work colleagues, etc., who'll do the same, then where am I going to be in 12 months' time? And if anybody tells me that as a residual income, completely passively, once you've found your 3 people, that $81,000, assuming 1% growth and everything remains the same, and assuming you don't withdraw the money in the meantime, that amount of money would not change your life, I would be astonished, as just an extra payment. And those are the maths, and those numbers are accurate. They don't lie. So I wanted to do that so that you can understand that it isn't about bringing 500 people into this business. Of course, if you do that, those numbers multiply. If you are here to do this passively, and you might think, well, my account's on slow burn, those hopefully will encourage you to just go and talk to 3 people, bring them here to this hangout, whatever you need to do, get your sponsor involved on a 3-way call, and let us help you get those 3 people in to do what you are doing, and those are the numbers that you can expect within 12 months.
Yeah, I've just got a text through from Amy, who's listening. Yes, Amy, we can have a copy of those slides. All right?
No, she can't.
We're here to help. No, I mean, you know, it just makes it accessible for everybody to achieve that sort of level. And it's all about, the reason why USI have been so successful is that they've opened it up for people to get involved for just as little as €50 equivalent in Bitcoin. So that's why we've seen such a phenomenal growth. And just putting that in perspective and finding 3 people, I mean, today's event, I did a little competition. You know, if everybody brings a guest, they go into a free prize draw for some marketing that we're doing for them. And hey ho, you know, we've got a packed room. Well, we haven't got a room, but we've got a packed bar. It's going to cost me a fortune in drinks.
Yeah, John's round. Next one.
They take.
I mean, what amazes me. I mean, I get up each morning, and just when the day before you think you can't get any more excited about this, and you try and keep level-headed and so on, and then you wake up in the morning, there's another announcement. I mean, this morning, the pace that USI are working at. So this morning they announced there are 8 new languages in the back office: Korean, Chinese, Turkish, Spanish. I mean, it's just. I know what's involved in being able to achieve that and translate the websites in the way that they have done. And it's done like that, which is just extraordinary. And it's those sort of things that give us a great understanding of who these people are about.
Absolutely. And I've proofread every single language.
Did you? I didn't know you knew that many, John. That's impressive.
It's impressive, isn't it? Eh? Not
It's
bad
very
at all.
impressive. Yeah, we'll talk
knew
about that in next Yorker. In fact, you can take me through a translation of that. Would I like a beer, or something like that? That's fine in Turkey, in all languages, within an hour.
Okay.
Let's just touch on something else, because I just want to throw these at you, because we bring you these things to try and help you. That's what we pledge to do. We are absolutely serious about it. John, I know yesterday we were trying to talk, and we are absolutely besieged with messages, calls all day, every day, helping people. Last week we brought you a new initiative called Royalty, to just share very easily, without you having to do anything, your business message with other people, that sends this text message, or it's not a text message, it's a Bluetooth message via beacon technology to anybody that has an Android phone. Now, people have said, is it working? How is it working? Just want to quickly show you this, and we're going to move on. Let me try and get the angle of that right so you can see it.
Yep.
In 1 day and a half, this is a member of mine that has placed this on the Las Vegas Strip. All right. Las Vegas and Strip in the same sentence probably shouldn't be used, but they've had in 1.5 days 314 clicks on their link using that Royalty device off of one device. For people going past, getting the message on their Android, clicking the link on the Android, and going into their business. Now, just proof that if you take them and you put them in high traffic areas, they are working.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That is, they are working. People are setting theirs up, and like I say, we're giving a free one away tonight, Lee, at the event. So, hopefully some of the other presenters are going to be doing that.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm sure that's going to work very well for you. John, before we go into the usual presentation, let's talk about live events. What's going on in London?
Live events, we've got Croydon tomorrow night. That's fortnightly. Tonight we've got Maidstone and Haydock. We've got Ipswich Amy, who's on the call tonight, as she's just messaged me. Ipswich is next Tuesday, and Birmingham is next Wednesday. We've got an events website where you can go to. We was over in last week setting up 2 events over there. We're waiting to sign those guys off. We've got Bristol coming, Southampton. We're at Glasgow. We're at Glasgow in a fortnight's time, so I'll be coming on this call. We'll be up in Glasgow live from there. And we're looking at Newcastle currently. There's lots and lots going on, Lee. I could go on and on and on. I think we're going to end up, we originally thought we were going to end up with about 12. I think we're going to end up with about 20 going off. So 20 going off, and they're getting bigger and bigger. Like I say, Amy's doing extremely well down in Ipswich. Her numbers are up to about 30 each week. And it's just a case of, you haven't even got to sell it. If you bring someone to these meetings, or you get them to the hangout, just watch it, we'll do the rest. We'll present the opportunity. And that's all you've got to do, is find 2-3 people. Oh, and Cambridge. Sorry, Dave. Yes, Cambridge. Next week, we're going to Cambridge, Duxford. I think it's the Air Museum.
Yeah, very nice. You can sit in a Spitfire. Let's get you in that Spitfire, John.
Yeah, I'm not going up in it. But yeah, we got Dave and Martin. I think they've got about 30, 40 people coming to the Duxford as their opening event. And that's the key as well. Get everybody there to the opening, and it will snowball from there. But support your local events. If you're in the UK, then support your local events. I'm actually been forced to come over to see Lee in a few weeks. I think you might touch on that a bit later, mightn't you?
Yeah, well, I'll just give you the dates, and we will come back to it. But yeah, we're emulating what John and Grant are doing a phenomenal job in the UK, as you can tell, with a number of events now that are rolling out. We've been very busy in the online world, but now we've got all that done. We are delighted to say that the corporate team, John and Grant, are going to be flying into to Dallas. We've got an event here in Sacramento, 29th of August this month. We're then rolling on to Dallas, big event planned for 200 plus people in Dallas, which John Grant and the team are coming in for. A lot of things going on behind the scenes for that with Facebook events and Google PPC. They will launch today. We've then got San Francisco on the 11th, which is in the home of Palo Alto, Google, Tesla, Skype. We're going right to their front door and trying to pull those guys out of the modern world and get them into Bitcoin trading. 300 people we're attempting for there. So put our heads on the chopping block and to stand up and be counted. So let's see what we do with that. But yeah, lots and lots going on. And then on top of that, I know, John, you've got the anniversary event in London on the 28th of October.
There's some announcements coming out about that, Lee. I think next week. I can't steal anybody's thunder, but it's going to be a sensational event. It's going to be even better than we thought it was going to be. That's all I can say. All right.
Wow. Okay.
And I know things are going. Listen, I know things are going well for you as well, and you're putting a lot of hard work in because you've been able to afford a new pair of glasses. I don't know if anybody was on the call last week, but you were struggling last week, weren't you? They're looking really good, mate. Should we get into the
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna have to disappear in a minute because my presentation's just ended, so I might have to pop off and pop back in a second.
I can fly through it. It's not a problem. If you depart, just click off. We know you've gone, so that's not a problem. Let's get straight into this. Get this done for anybody that's here. We've got a lot of people on the call, John. It's biggest numbers ever, I can tell you, just watching what's going on at the moment. So thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Just bring people back here every week. Same time every week. This is, of course, always recorded. So I'm not going to read you the disclaimer. We've already gone through that. Let's jump straight in. This is where vision and perfection come together. I'm not kidding. Great things can happen, and this is a new dimension in direct marketing. So who are USI? Well, if you don't know by now, they are a technology company that has specialized for many, many years in the development of automated trading software. For individuals, I'm not going to dwell on that because of time, but a great combination of talent from a corporate background to programming and trading to networking to development of software. Outstanding combination as a team. You can see them here on the screen, and I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting some of those guys over here in the States in September.
Well, I will just add, just before you go on, rather than going into each of them in detail, they're very visible. These guys, they're out there promoting the business. They don't hide behind a lot of online businesses. You don't get to meet the owners. You don't get to see the owners. These guys are from traditional working backgrounds, and they're very, very visible. So carry on. Sorry, Lee.
Thanks, mate. No problem. So we're here to talk about USI Tech and Bitcoin. They, of course, have a phenomenal Forex trading platform, but this is about Bitcoin. If you don't know what it is now, well, I don't know where you've been for the last year. It's going to be probably more commonplace than your own bank account, and that's saying something. But if you read some of the articles this week, it is crazy what is happening behind the scenes with blockchain. It was formed in 2008. Satoshi Nakamoto brought it to us, and it's gone from strength to strength. We'll talk about growth, but here you've got three familiar faces, all of which heavily involved in Bitcoin now. And the expectation, and we keep having to move these goalposts, is that we've seen well over 300% growth in the last year. And it's predicted to move on, as we were talking about earlier on. Analysts expect it to hit 5,000 by the end of the year, so God only knows where it's going to be next year. I'm going to skip that slide, but what we want to do is give you an opportunity to understand that you can now participate in the trading of Bitcoin, mining and trading using small packages. So how do they work? Well, you buy a package in Bitcoin, which has got an equivalent value of 50 euros. You can buy as many as you want. So we gave you some examples of buying 20 at 1,000 euros. There is a fee attached to each package of 4 euros. And you receive back around 1% per working day. That varies every day depending on the trading results, but that'll give you an approximation. And you receive it for around 140 days. In other words, you're getting a return on capital of 140%. Let me break that down so it's clearer. you're getting back 1% a day. So in other words, you've made 100% back of your 50, and you're making 40% more, which is 20. So you're getting 140% over the 140 days. Now, these are some of the methods that are used to trade our Bitcoin packages: altcoin mining, partnership mining, arbitrage trading, large movement trading, as well as others, commissions from blockchain and so on. I'm not going to go into those. You can Google those and it'll give you a good understanding of what that is. But the trading methods are changed daily, really to suit the current market conditions. Now, we like to keep reminding you that USI-Tech do intend to be the first company to provide a visible trading platform that you can determine how your portfolio is traded. And we know that they are very, very close to that. How close? Well, there's a live event coming up in 26th of August in the US, where there is an official launch where they've ensured that everything is SEC compliant, although it doesn't need to be, that it is, in case regulations are brought in. And who knows? Not saying anything, not letting the cat out of the bag, but you never know. It could be that they have that platform ready by that date. So here's an example. We had this earlier on, 20 Bitcoin packages, cost you 1,000 euros, 20 times 50 is 1,000, 140 working days. In other words, return of capital after 140 working days is 1,400 euros. And that is assuming that, of course, Bitcoin doesn't move. And we know it's going to. There are no limits. There were originally. You can buy as many packages as you wish. I was talking to Steiner this morning in Norway. He's just bought 2 Bitcoins worth and is about to start sharing with others. We had a good chat. You get people coming in buying 20 at a time, 50 at a time, 100 at a time, 1,000 at a time. Just depends on, obviously, disposable equity. So what can you do with the funds that you're getting back? Well, you're going to get a daily payment of the return of capital, as we've already said. Now, those withdrawals of returns and commissions, you can make them on a daily basis. So in other words, as you get the return of capital, as long as you've got 10 euros or more, you can withdraw that money from either the returns or the commissions. You can also take both of those and use them in an automated way by the click of one button to buy more new packages. In other words, you don't have to log in. You can set your account to 100% rebuy. Go to the golf course, which is where I'm heading after this call, for a meeting, I hasten to add, about USI, I hasten to add. And this results, of course, when you set it to compounding, in a highly profitable compounding effect, exactly along the lines of the slides that we showed you right at the start of this. John, take us through these if you're still with us. But I guess he isn't. So let me run through it. I can't see him because I've got my screen on full display. So running through this, you can see here at the top, we start with 1,000 euros, which is 20 Bitcoin packages. And we set it to 100% compound. And as you start to run down, you'll see we're generating around 10 euros per day. So after day 5, we've gone from 1,000 on the right-hand side to 1,050. And therefore, we have enough to take that 50 euros and buy another package. And that moves us from 20 to 21, and so it rolls on. So here's the fast forward example that we've taken the same thing, moved it forward to 260 working days, and you can see right at the bottom right corner that assuming we've not pulled any money out at all, and we've compounded the account, our 1,000 euros has turned into 6,000 euros, and we've gone from initially having 20 packages to 120. That's compounding and the power of compounding on a day-by-day basis. So some more examples. I won't dwell too much on these because we've been through some already. But if you bought 50 packages, set it for 250 working days, that would cost you 1.177 as of last week's Bitcoin rate. By the end of the 250 days, you'd have 282 packages running live, and with a total earnings that you would have made through that 250 days of 5.185 Bitcoin. Now, just think about that, 5.185 Bitcoin at today's rate of $3,293. That's $17,074 that you have made from spending 2,500 euros. Not bad. And if Bitcoin moves to 6,000, I'll leave you to do the maths. Here's another example. If you bought 200 packages for 250, you'd have 1,147 packages after you've compounded for the 250 working days. And an earnings of 21 Bitcoin at around 3.3 is $69,300 for your return after a year. And here, another example of 2,000 packages. So it would have cost you effectively 100,000 to come in, but you've generated after a year, just quickly running this into today's rates on the calculator, from 100,000, you've generated $694,000, assuming you've compounded for a year. So that is running it completely passively. Now, right at the start of this, we showed you how you can actually grow your account so much quicker by sharing with just 3 people and then possibly them sharing with 3 people. So how does it work beyond that? Because we've already said that the company are going to pay you 2 levels free of charge. So you can come in, there is no barrier to entry. There's no license that you have to buy on Bitcoin. You can buy as many packages as you want at 50 euros a time. Not only that, the company will give you 10% of anybody that you share with, not only of what they buy initially, but of the growth and profits of their account for life. And then they'll give you 3% from anybody that they share it with. Now, that's not it. That's not where it stops. There are 12 levels that you can open up, but you do have to qualify for levels 3 to 12. You get the first 2 free, 3 to 12 you have to qualify. And on the left, it tells you exactly how you can qualify. So you can either purchase an agency license, which lasts 12 months, and get 3 direct partners who buy a minimum of 12 Bitcoin packages. In other words, 600 euros of packages. Or, as we recommend, you purchase the Forex license, which is yours for life. That allows you to diversify, which you are going to want to do. You're going to want to move your money from Bitcoin into the Forex platform. The Forex platform, fully automated, fantastic software generating around about 4.5% per month return. Not a single account is not in profit globally. So you buy that Forex license for 600 euros and you find 3 direct partners who also do the same. They also buy their Forex license. That qualifies you for levels 3 to 12 as well. Or you buy your Forex license and find 3 direct partners who buy 12 Bitcoin packages with a value of 600 euros. So simple. Trust me, once you've got your first person that you have shared it with, and they then, of course, are going to tell somebody else, at that point, you want to get your Forex license and get qualified with your 3 partners. Make sure they've got 12 packages running. Now, if you're not sure how this works, it's very simple. There is one matrix. It's a 3x3 matrix, 12 levels deep. And there's me at the top in green. Mike and Claire are my direct referrals underneath. And Pete is somebody that is spillover, that John above me has put in. They've gone into my first level because they have to go into the matrix somewhere. I happen to have a space available on my first level of 3. So John's put Pete in there. I don't get any financial benefit in Bitcoin. I don't get 10% or 3% of Pete's account because he's nothing to do with me. He's not linked to me. John's put him in there. But I would get a spread of his payments in the Forex market, €3.50 for every trade he does in that. And I would get a share if he bought a license. Now, Mike and Claire, my directs on my first level, have bought in Lee, Sue, Sam, and Tom in purple. They're called what we call spill under. Now, Mike and Claire are going to get 10% from Lee, Sue, Sam, and Tom because they're their direct referrals. But I'm going to get 3% from them because Mike and Claire are my directs, and their Lee, Sue, Sam, and Tom are linked to me through them. So I'm entitled to 3% of not only what they buy initially, but their accounts for life. And so this runs on 12 levels deep. Now, what I can tell you is there are around 266,000 people in a 3x3 matrix running down 12 levels. That's one hell of a lot of people. And whether they're linked to you or not in the Forex, that has massive financial value to you. In the Bitcoin side, people have to be linked through you, but it rapidly fills up. This is what your back office looks like. You've probably seen this before. I'm not going to drop in and do a screen share, but what I can tell you is that I started with 3 packages 5 months ago today. Just 3 packages what I've bought. I've now got nearly 700 packages running live. I intend to smash through 2,000 prior to December. And through sharing, through different methods, you can see this was actually my screenshot I've just noticed some time ago. At that time, I had 36 direct referrals. You can see in that blue box top left. I've got nearly 370 now. The group has gone from 119 that you see there. We have nearly 1,300 people below us now. And that is, you know, a small number by comparison to others. You can see I had 42 packages at that time. And as I've mentioned, I've got nearly 700 now. And that's how quickly this grows, by sharing it with other people. So what incentives are in place? Well, 2 phenomenal incentives. That got me thinking and got my appetite wet. When you hit 2,000 Bitcoin packages, the company are going to pay you 800 euros for life every single month. It's a car bonus. It's there for you to be able to go out and buy. That will probably buy you just about any car on the planet, with 1 or 2 exceptions. That's 800 euros, obviously converted to the US. Cars admittedly are cheaper here, but it's going to buy you a very, very nice vehicle. You don't even have to have proof of purchase. The money will be placed into your back office as a residual payment every single month. So why would you not want to strive for 2,000 packages? Many people have already achieved it. My focus is to get there as quickly as I possibly can. And then from there to move on to 5,000 packages, because that money monthly will double. 1,600 euros every month. That is a mortgage payment. So you set yourself the target. We've got all the tools for you. We've got absolutely everything. And I'm just going to quickly drop in and show you some others. Mallorca is happening. It's pretty much closed off now. In fact, it is closed off. It's full. There are 150 people flying in from around the world to Mallorca, which was one of the incentives that the company put in place. Can't wait to get there and meet everybody. I'm looking forward to then, obviously that's in October, at the beginning of October, and then flying back to London for the anniversary event there, which, as John has indicated, it sounds like there's going to be some exciting news revealed at that point. I'm just going to drop out and stop sharing my screen. In fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to drop in and show you something else. So bear with me 1 second while I do that. Let's just bring this back up. I'm going to find the slides that I've moved everything out of the way. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for, that bit there. What I wanted to do whilst we're sharing screens is we've got a live events page now here in the States. You can now go in. So if you are watching this and you're anywhere near, even if you're not, fly in. These are going to be extraordinary events. Dallas and Palo Alto, we have the corporate team flying in to join us for these events. Tickets are available now. You can go to this page at the top, which is bitcoinautotraders.info. You can go there and /live-events. And you can acquire your tickets there. So that's running at the moment. What I also want to do is just show you that we are updating the sales funnels and websites. If you go into your own sales funnel, if you have them, these are available now, and we've made available to every team member. We've adjusted at the top the $55 to get started with to $60 because we've wanted to factor in the fee. You can now start to see that we've got live events now, which are going to start to incorporate those internationally on this site. And as you scroll down, we've started to put banners in place for the live events. So you can now go in, you can market this, and if you want to be there and start driving people to the events, they are all now part and parcel of your sales funnel. So if you click that, for example, it takes you straight through to the live events page. From there, you can click, for example, Dallas. And when you do that, it takes you straight through to Eventbrite, where you can acquire your tickets completely free of charge. But that gives you an idea of some of the things that we are doing and putting in place in the background. So I will stop sharing my screen now. Let me just drop in and do that. So I think that's probably most of what I wanted to cover. I really hope that the slides right at the beginning of this, and if you've just joined in later on, please go back and watch the beginning of this presentation, because I think it's so important for you and your team members. Get it out to them. Get them this link, because if they haven't seen it and they're not sharing with others, I think it will be a little bit of a wake-up call to them. People, it's very difficult to calculate and see where they could be in 12 months' time. And if you can just show them by sharing with 3 how their account will change, then I think most people will go out of their way to do exactly that. I'm just going to take a look at questions. So let me move this down to one side for a moment. And I will just try and pick up the questions. I think Grant is possibly on questions anyway. Bear with me one moment, if you would, whilst I try and get back to YouTube. Where are we? There we go. Questions coming in now. So let's take a look. Is Grant here? Let me see if I can see Grant anywhere. I'm just going to scroll back up to the top on questions. So bear with me 1 second while I do that. Takes a while to scroll back up. A lot of people here today, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm going down. If I see Grant there, I'll skip through most of them. Everyone these saying hi. Okay, does anybody know why USI pays out 5 days a week and not 7? Yes, because they only trade 5 days a week. Simple as that. And Forex market, well, most traders won't trade at a weekend. Not a good time to be trading, sometimes not on a Friday afternoon either. So hopefully that clarifies that. Let's have a look. Let's just keep scrolling down. Do bear with me, guys, because I'm trying to read through these at the same time as I'm going through them. Don't think Grant's here today, so I'm just making sure we've got somebody's mentioned about not being sure that I would pitching this as a financial product to fund college and retirement plans. Not sure why you wouldn't want to do that. We're not talking about investments here. We're talking about people buying Bitcoin. That's the whole purpose of this, is really trying to make a difference to people's retirement. So I would wholeheartedly recommend that they do that with funds that are disposable and available for them. Okay, I'm just skipping through that. Yeah, that will make sense. Just show 3 who get 3 and the rest will speak for themselves. Hi, Patrick Anderson, who's over in London. Hi, Patrick, to you. Been speaking with Patrick last few days. Any other questions? Most of you are answering the questions in here, which is great. Interesting. Wendy Hursting, you say, Lee, don't say if Bitcoin goes to 6,000 euros, you'll have more earnings, because if Bitcoin rises, your total earnings will be lesser. Don't understand that at all, Wendy. We are being paid in Bitcoin. If we're paid, let's say we paid 10 Bitcoin and Bitcoin is at 6,000, we've made 60,000. If we're paid 10 Bitcoin and Bitcoin is at $4,000, we've been paid 40,000. That doesn't make sense to me. So we keep running through. Seeing if there's any other questions. Want to make sure there is a lot of people here, guys. So I apologize if it's taken a while. I'm scrolling down. Yes, reply to that, Wendy. You've seen that. I think I'm almost there. I am almost there. Just make sure I've got to the bottom. That's it, guys. So I've trawled through those. Hopefully that's been helpful. What I would say to you, if you're here for the first time, is please make sure you go back to the person that has invited you to watch this broadcast. Most importantly, please, if you're on YouTube, leave some comments underneath. Share it with other people. If you've got any questions I haven't covered, because I've gone through them quickly, please send me a message. I do get them all and I do reply to them all. It does take me a time sometimes. But go in, put the questions in there, share, like the comments that are in there. And please make sure that if you need the tools, we've got loads of them. Let me tell you, John mentioned about meetings. The reason that they do so many meetings is there is a 90% conversion rate approximately from meetings. So if you get a carload, 5 people, drive them to the nearest meeting and let the guys do their presentation, 90% of the people that you take will get started in USI. It's a very, very impressive way of getting people started. You'll see more meetings being announced in the coming weeks, and we'll have one main website that will be out shortly, which will be an international website with all the meetings around the world taking place. We're working on that at the moment. We have sales funnels, we have cooperative traffic, we have just about everything. We talked about royalty at the start. Just about everything for you to be able to make a great success of the business. So please make sure that everybody that you know has seen this. Take the link. Remember, this is on that link. It's recorded. Get it out to people that you are not aware that we're here and tuned in. Thank you for so many of you tuning in from around the world today. I look forward to working with you through this week, and obviously being back here same time next week, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. UK and 9 p.m. in Europe. Until then, have a phenomenal week in USI. And if you need assistance, speak to your sponsor or reach out to us further up the line. Thanks very much. Speak soon. Bye-bye.